Texans, man. What do you think about the old Texans?
Okay, here's my fucking problem with this. And I'm not a Texans fan by any means. But what they did, they had the number 2 overall pick. Okay, I'll take your pick with CJ Stroud. They gave up the fucking house, the car, the mortgage, your neighbor's pool to get the 3rd pick for our boy Will Anderson. Now, I have a problem with that. I thought they should have just drafted a defensive player if that's what Ryans wants to do, and he's a defensive guy from the 49ers. I just didn't think you had to give up all of that. They gave up like 5 picks just to get up 10 spots. Like, I'm sorry. A little bit much for me for a team that needs a lot of help. Now, they got some great pieces, right? Love myself some Dameon Pierce. Great running back last year. Had really surprised a lot of people in the NFL last year as a rookie running back. They got John Mechie coming back off the cancer thing last year. He's from Bama. He's going to be playing this year. He's healthy. The reports are he looks great. You know, Davis Mills is your quarterback. He didn't look terrible. But now you got CJ Stroud. They just got so many pieces. That team's 2-3 years away. I just didn't think you needed to. If you wanted Will Anderson, who I thought they should have drafted just at 2 and then waited till 12 and kind of see what happens, you can go get a Caleb Williams next year. Go get a Drake May next year. I'm just saying, it's almost like they went all in, Christian, pushed the chips. It just surprised the shit out of me that they traded with the Cardinals. Cardinals got a lot out of that. And I don't know, man. That's where I'm at with this. And I guess I'll touch about a lot of people are talking about this kid from Houston, this Dell kid, wide receiver. Mm-hmm. I've watched him play. I'm not overly impressed. I thought that was a stretch personally. Horton's a decent defensive player out of TCU, not bad. How do you say that kid's name? Toe, whatever, from Bama. Watched him play. Not a bad player. Jared Patterson. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm just not. I thought that the Texans, they just gave up too much to get what they got in this draft, I guess, because they're a team that needs a lot. Like I talked about the Falcons need more pieces. Texas needs like 10 times the pieces, like personally, just where they're at in that division in the AFC where it's just fucking loaded. It's just, I guess that to me is just too much. So yeah, it's nice seeing Stroud and Will Anderson right there. God, those are top, 2 of the top 5 fucking players. Great. But what they gave up on the back end for next year and the year after that, Christian, was like, wow, a little bit much for me.
Yeah, like I said, I like the CJ Stroud pick. You go out and you put that value there. Then you go out and you get Will Anderson, who a lot of people thought that's who they were going to take at number 2 anyways, right? I understand, hey, the premium on pass rushers is not as high as it probably once was. That's fine. But I like the picks here because you go out and you get a guy that can get after the quarterback, as an edge rusher in Will Anderson, right? And if he can't get after him, he's probably, if he can get after him, he's going to start drawing some double teams, which is going to help some of those interior linemen there, right? They go out and they get some guys, they get the center from Penn State, and then they also later on they double back and they get another center/guard and Jarrett Patterson from Notre Dame. I think those are 2 great picks. Those are both guys that could potentially contribute to their line this year. To me, the Dell pick, I like that. He's a Houston guy. He texted CJ Stroud early in this draft and told him, hey, tell him to come get me. They obviously did. I like that pickup, right? But the pickup that I really like the most here, Chris, is the Henry To'oTo'o one. Again, was he always that great? I mean, he's been in college football forever, right? He started at Tennessee, then eventually he transferred to Bama. He's been at Bama for a couple of years. So to me, I like the pick. I think he's had a ton of experience. He's going to slot right in there. He's going to contribute in their inside linebacker room. So again, I think they definitely got better in this draft from that standpoint. I mean, you got to think they were one of the worst teams last year in all of football.
They've been one of the worst teams for the last 2-3 years since the Deshaun Watson thing went down. So I'm not mad about it. I get the theory behind it. My thing, it's not the players that they really necessarily drafted. It was just like I felt like they gave up a fuck ton though.
Yeah.
If you miss on Stroud, this is going to look, they're going to come back in a few years and everybody's going to talk about this like, wow, you could have just drafted Will Anderson, who I do think is going to be a stud. And go, wow. I'm just saying, just personally me. And that's where we disagree a little bit, and that's okay. I'm just a little leery about that one.